After more hard work on my Ottawa house renovations, I finally made it to paradise. Today I'm continuing the DIY tour and then taking you to one of the most beautiful places on Vancouver Island.
Welcome to the Englishman River Falls, and welcome to Parksville. They say Vancouver Island changes you. I think it holds safe spaces for you. I met a man up on the bridge just now who said he comes here to the falls every New Year's at midnight. He says it's because the river is higher then, and there's more sound and there's more movement, and he likes to stand on the bridge and feel that come into him. He said it brings him something for the new year. I met another man on the beach a few weeks ago at low tide. At low tide, water goes out about 1 kilometer and the sands are beautiful, but they're cold. The ocean is only about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius right now. And he was walking with 2 walking sticks and no socks and shoes on and his pants rolled to his knees. He said he does it every week. He likes to feel the cold sands on his feet because it grounds him. People talk about grounding and safe spaces loosely, I think. But at the same time, when you find it, you know it. And it is definitely here. Come on, Quinn! You know, it's been a few years since I left Ottawa, but I find I'm still auditing, right? I'm still going through pictures, particularly as I'm starting this channel, because I feel like I want to orient you on how it is I got here. Shake. Thank you. Funny little dog. I wasn't just fixing up the cracked ceiling that I showed you last video, and it wasn't just about fixing up the bathroom that I want to show you this video. I was building my way out of something. I was building my way to something new. So next up was the bathroom. This house was 1,200 square feet, 3 bedroom, 1 bath. One ugly bathroom. It had terrible blue tiles, Home Depot special tiles on the floor, and it was painted gray. And in all the years that I lived there, you'd think I would paint the bathroom, but I didn't. I lived with the terrible gray walls in the bathroom. And isn't that always the way, right? Your house looks the best it's ever gonna look the day before you sell it. So the first challenge in there was that I wanted to take out the medicine cabinet. And as soon as I took out the medicine cabinet, what I had to do was I had to fix the hole in the wall, right? And taping and mudding is just so not my jam at all. But I managed. This picture's like my first coat, but it took me like 3 coats of mud, but I got her done, right? And then this ended up being the mirror that I put up. And the next challenge was that I had to open up the wall and put in some more wood supports because I picked a vanity that was one that hangs on the wall. I took out a 24-inch vanity. I put in a 36-inch vanity, and it made a huge difference in that room. Anyway, so I had to open up the wall and put in some extra supports, and I redid the plumbing for the new sink. This is not my room, but that's a picture of the vanity that I put in. Oh yes. And this was my first foyer into moving a toilet and redoing a toilet flange. A little bit nasty, but I had to move the toilet so I could retile the floors. And the flange was, the toilet used to rock a little bit. And I found out why. And then this is my redo of the flange and my redo of the tiles on the floor. And so like, here's before of the bathroom. And here is after. Before and after. Not a bad job for an old broad, right? It's awesome, blossom. You know, now the house was feeling less like a permanent anchor, and it was starting to feel like something I could leave. So the next big project, one of the bigger projects to come along, was I painted the outside. The house was built in 1958 and it was red brick. And it needed something. And oh my God, that was a lot of work. I had to paint it 3 times. And some of the hardest part was painting the chimney. I had to get myself a little outfit. Got myself a harness and a rope, and I borrowed the neighbor's ladder. Quinn, stop. I had to get up on the roof and paint that. And I mean, reaching up to the top of that, this was just not a fun job. And it's one I hope I never have to do again. What I did was I painted the front first. And I did the 3 coats and I finished the whole front first. And then I painted the rest of the house. This is my sweet Kalila. She passed away at 14, 10 months after I got to the island. And she was blind for the last 6 years of her life, but that didn't mean she didn't want to help me paint anyway. So this is what the house looked like when I started painting. Just a cute little red brick bungalow. And here's what it looked like when I was done. Just transformed the place. Now let's put a little before and after together here. There we go. It just made such a huge difference that even though I hated doing it, I would do it again. It was so worth it. Painting the outside of the house was a big deal. It started to let me detach. I started to detach from the house, from the neighborhood, from the city I'd lived in for 40 years. Because I'd get out there and my neighbors would stop by and ask me, Brenda, why are you painting the brick? People have a lot of opinions about painting brick, by the way. And so I told them, for the first time I started to say, well, I think I'm going to sell. Oh yeah? Where are you going to go? I think I'm going to go to Vancouver Island. Really? Yeah. It's funny, it's just paint, right? But it did so much. It did so much more than change the way the house looked. For the longest time,
the loudest thing in my life was the I should haves. And there was a pressure of expectations of having it all figured out. But here, the roar of these falls does something different. It doesn't add to the noise. It drowns out the expectations I no longer need. These falls teach me that it's okay to be messy in the middle. The falls are the clear metaphor, aren't they? The water has to drop, it has to lose its footing before it finds the calm pool at the bottom. And that describes my life in recent years. I lost my footing to a lot of bad and hard experiences that left me feeling hurt and alone. I was also unwilling to accept that I was alone and hurting. But it's okay to have emotional pain here. I think it's actually part of the journey that brings many of us here. I've been here almost 4 years now, and it doesn't get old. It's so beautiful here. It's paradise. And if I've learned anything, it's that paradise is not just a destination. You don't just get here to paradise and everything's okay. When you come across the water from the mainland on that ferry, you bring stuff with you. At 61, what this beautiful nature is teaching me is that paradise is inside you. And it's something you have to work on each and every day. I haven't found everything I'm looking for yet. But for the first time, I'm okay with the search.